You're about to listen to Shed, conversations about race on Martha's Vineyard, with your host, Eric Adams, a presentation of MVY Radio.
There's been a lot of conversation over the last few years about immigration, particularly since the massive deportation efforts of the current administration. But not much of that dialogue has included hearing directly from immigrants themselves. Rami is a Brazilian immigrant living and working on Martha's Vineyard, and he shares his honest and insightful perspective on what it's like living on the island during these times of both open hostility and deep appreciation for our immigrant neighbors. And he manages to leave us with some important words of inspiration. Hello again, and welcome to Shed. I am your host, Eric Adams. And today is going to be a little bit different. You know, we often have guests who are kind of well known for things that they do, people who have a special expertise in a certain area. But I decided today that I really wanted to do something about what's been happening around immigration, particularly on our island, but across the country. And as many of you remember, we had what I feel like was an invasion of federal agents who were both armed and masked. They showed up without really giving anyone, including our local police, any notice. They refused to provide answers to basic questions about who they were or what they were doing here or who they were even looking for. And they detained a number of people. I think there was reports of 40 people between Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, and Falmouth. I know that they took at least 20 people from the island. And they came under the guise of looking for particular people who were wanted for some offense, which they weren't specific about. But they ended up stopping and detaining and deporting a number of folks who were not on any sort of list, who weren't wanted for committing any crimes, who were people who were part of our community, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers. And it was quite a week that week. It was really upsetting to a lot of us. And I know people have different feelings about immigration, and my feeling is that we have maintained a broken system as a way to help benefit a lot of people in this country. A lot of employers, a lot of businesses depend on immigrant labor, which is often less expensive than it is to pay Americans. We hear a lot about, immigrants are willing to do jobs that Americans are no longer willing to do. I don't know if that's true or not. There may be some truth in that. But it's a broken system